99.9 Punk World Radio FM. We are live with Andrew, Danny, Chris, Rick of Past to Glory, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania's own. How are you guys doing tonight all the way out there in Philly?
Doing pretty good. Feeling good.
Yeah.
I got to say, I definitely feels the same down here in Canada. I'm actually going to be up your guys' way, hopefully, fingers crossed. Next Saturday, I'm going to be hitting up Philadelphia for the WrestleCon. I work for a wrestling company as well, so we're hopefully going to be covering it. So I mean, I'm hoping and praying it's still on, man, because I've never been to Philly, but I've always wanted to see it.
Just avoid Pat and Gino's. Just don't go there. Don't waste your time. Don't hit it. No,
definitely the worst cheesesteaks you could get.
Actually, speaking of that, since we got not one, not two, not three, but 4 Philly natives, where is the best Philly cheesesteak?
DelCobras would be mine.
That's a tough combo to have. Everybody's got their preference. Big spot now is Angelo's. Angelo's is probably the best.
DelCobras is my go-to, I guess.
I've actually never had Angelo's. It's on the list, but DelCobras was always my go-to for best in the city.
Yeah, I miss Jim's in Northeast Philly. He got shut down because of the health code. Oh yeah, Jim's was really good too.
No, yeah,
he got shut down because of the health code. But shit, whatever was in it made it good.
Well, every place you guys actually named, aside from the health code that got shut down, if you look at me, clearly I love food. So I'll just hit up every one of them and just make sure I cross the border with as much Philly cheesesteak as possible.
Hell yeah.
But I know you guys are busy individuals, so of course I'm not going to take you away from your Sunday evening too long. But I got to take you back to the beginning of this amazing, phenomenal band. Like, how did you 4 actually first meet and come together to form Past to Glory?
So I'm the only original member left at this point, but the band started in spring of 2003, April. Me, his brother. Oh, no, there it is, his brother. That's reverse. So Danny's brother, Dave, and his cousin, Mike. Mike on the drums, Dave on guitar, and me on bass. And then it just formed from there. And here we are in 2025, still going, different members, and I guess you could say going stronger than ever.
And I got to say, you guys have been going stronger than ever, man. You guys did some amazing music. You guys have amazing chemistry. Obviously, different members throughout the years. But has any of the other members actually tried to rejoin, or has it simply just been like, they were gone and that was history?
I feel like most of the people that left weren't really on bad terms. It was just life choices. Like Dave, one of the original members, Danny's brother, moved down to South Carolina. The other guy that was in our band, Mike, he just moved up to Scranton, PA for work. So,
which is 2 hours north of here.
Yeah, it's 2 hours north. So, like, technically, they're still members, I guess you could say, honorary members. It's not like it was any bad blood or anything like that. But this lineup is still in Philly, and we're just moving forward as is. But, I guess it's the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
Nobody really ever tried to come back, per se.
No.
But if they're ever in town for like a show that's happening and they want to come up and steal the mic, we never stop them either.
Or guitar.
Yeah.
Or drums.
Or
anything.
we
got a bunch of only thing that's not old is a bass player. So
Yeah, that's the only spot not up for grabs.
And March 13th, 2020, right in the midst of that terrible pandemic, you guys released the 9-track album titled Happy Hour. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us the story and inspiration behind this killer record. And of course, where can we actually purchase ourselves a copy of it today?
Boy, that's a good question.
I don't think it's all just Spotify. Apple Music, I guess, would be the place where I bought it.
Yeah, it might be Apple Music, maybe Bandcamp. It's been a while since I logged into that. I don't really keep up with Bandcamp often. How it started, it was just a bunch of songs we've had written, and we finally pushed it to go to a studio, record them, and get them out. That's really it when it came to those songs.
It was really bad timing. We released the thing, and then the world shut down. So, I mean, we're sorry.
Hey, but you know what? I got to say, it's amazing albums like this that really got people and music lovers through the pandemic, man. Because I think if it wasn't for music, I would have lost my damn mind. Like, I would have been crazy if it wasn't for music because we had nothing else to do. I mean, all you could do is sit around, drink, watch TV, watch movies. But I mean, you can't leave your house. What else is there to do other than TV? Music. So it's people like you that I felt that really kept humanity going. Because I mean, you guys were still making music. Me, I'm not talented enough to make music. If I would have made my own music, I would have went crazy just listening to myself.
So I guess without the pandemic, I probably would never put a studio in my basement. Rick got a little interface and start recording guitars. Like, oh, I'm going to pick one of those up because nothing to do. We would just do Zoom meetings and just hang out and talk that way because we didn't know what was going on.
And send ideas back and forth via like videos on our phones or the interfaces or whatever.
Yeah. So then I get very obsessive, and I said, "Well, screw it. I'm putting a studio in my basement." So we basically put a studio in the basement where the band practices, records demos, and then we go to other studios to record.
And also, Kenny Blum actually said great artwork, and I do know he is also the one that created the artwork as well. And I do agree with him. He definitely put together one hell of a stellar cover. Trying to get that word out, man. I'm telling you, Sunday Blues.
Kenny's our artwork guy. He helps us write guitar stuff. Kenny does it all, maybe even some bass stuff. And I don't know, maybe he'll do drums eventually. I don't know.
It's always good to have friends that have talents that can help you with your own. Yeah, he's a very talented guy.
And before we move off the topic of this album, I just have to say my personal favorite track off this is actually "Rumors of My Drunkenness Are Slightly Slurred." Man, such an amazing song. Obviously, it fits the cover and the name of the album perfectly.
Go ahead.
I guess you can say it is about me.
Not, I guess.
Yeah. I tend to enjoy drinking beers and playing shows and just drinking beers in general. And well, here we are.
But the thing that's
all at the same time.
Yeah, the things that sucks about that song per se is like a lot of the fun shit that happened after we wrote that, like him getting lost in a hotel kitchen, and you could name a bunch of different things.
Actually, no, that happened after.
No, that was after. Yeah, that was after.
The guy, I got incredibly drunk at a wedding, and then we went back to the hotel, and I woke up standing in the kitchen, and the guy goes, "Hey, you can't be back here." I said, "I don't even know where I'm at right now," and I still somehow made it to my room.
There's just little things like that, and then over the years, different parties. He's just notorious, so we kind of wrote a song based off of
his shenanigans.
Yes.
And I have to ask, I'm pretty sure your fans that are watching this and hearing that are probably wondering, did that drunk night ever come back to you? Like, do you have, because I know sometimes you get drunk and like maybe like a couple days or a couple weeks later, you're like, oh yeah, that's how it happened. Do you actually remember today how you got in the kitchen, or is it still all a blur?
That's a blur. I can tell you, so it was after the wedding, there was an after party at a bar, and me and my wife, we went back to the hotel. She went to bed, and I just went downstairs to wait for everyone to get back to continue drinking. Well, I clearly missed them because I guess I was either sleeping in the kitchen at the time or whatever.
No, because there was like an outdoor patio at the.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's
right.
right.
I'm gonna go back to the hotel. I'll meet you there. But I didn't know that you were sitting outside. So when I got back, I walked through. I'm like looking around. I'm like, oh, I don't see him. I guess he went up to his room. And here you were just sitting outside. And when you went in to go look to see if anybody came back, that's when you decided to hit the kitchen up.
Well, yes, we're piecing it together still.
All these years later.
And April 11, 2025, you guys actually released a single titled Tony Hawk Generation. I was wondering if you can actually tell us the story behind this song, and of course, what ultimately inspired you guys to write about the greatest skateboarder of all time, the Birdman.
It was more about the video game, you know, when I was at 98.
No, the game. A game was released in September of 99. So I started skating in April of about spring of 99. So then playing the video game, and you could take over there.
Yeah, it was pretty much the introduction to a lot of the bands that we listen to now. The video game is really the reason, for me at least, reason I'm playing punk rock music, the Warped Tour, you know, there's just so many things that are tied to that game for us that we just felt that we were writing a song and me and the old guitarist were just spitballing ideas, and we just thought about this Tony Hawk Generation. Let's just roll with that. And we started mentioning things about the games. We stole a few lines from some of the big songs. Borrowed.
Well, it's more of
some of the lines from some of the bigger songs in the video game. And it just resonated with a lot of people too when we were showing our friends the idea. It's just because that's where it all started for a lot of us. You know, the video game. Then you had the Warp Tour. It was like coinciding with that, with at least for me. And then I don't know if you have any input.
Well, I mean, like I grew up on all that just from a younger age because of how much younger I am than these guys. But I was still like, I couldn't work a game controller or like come out to the skate parks with them, but I would still see all the stuff that they were doing. So I was just kind of like trailing behind while they were all like 16, 17. I'm like 9 or 10 running around and doing the same shit, just, you know, shorter.
And I gotta agree. Me personally, I love the Tony Hawk games. I was playing them ever since I was younger as well. I mean, Pro Skater 1 through 4 is always the best. But with that being said, I guess this is a kind of a personal question. Do you guys still play the games today? And if so, what's your take on the remastered 3 and 4 that's set to be released?
So no, I don't. But I plan on it because
I actually own the new 1 and 2 on the Switch.
Okay.
But I don't really play it that often. But
so I plan to introduce my son to it when we get a newer Xbox or PlayStation, or whatever. But I plan on introducing him to it so he can find music like that and just learn skateboarding from the game, and then maybe take it up some point.
And we're going to move off the topic of Tony Hawk Generation. It is this song is actually currently a part of the Ernie Ball Battle of the Bands, where you can win $100,000 in a record deal. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this competition, and of course, how can your fans and the radio station listeners become more involved and help increase your guys' chances of taking home first place?
So you can vote daily. Check the socials for the links, the bios. Vote for Pass the Glory. It's Pass TO, not 2, because they don't let you put a 2 for some reason.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get lucky and make it happen. Taking a shot. We actually played Warp Tour in Camden, New Jersey, which is considered the Philly stop, back in 2008. So I mean, hopefully we get lucky again and we can make it happen.
And what was your favorite memory of the Warp Tour that you were a part of in 2008? Because the original Warp Tour was wild, man.
Well, besides playing it and realizing the size of the stage we played the Kevin Says stage. So when we
same size as a main stage.
Yeah, we get there and we think we're playing a stage foot high. We don't know what we're playing. So we asked the security guard, "Hey, can you point us in the direction of the Kevin Says stage?" And then he points over. "Oh, there's your stage right there." We're like, "Are you sure?" Because the stage was massive.
And Katy Perry's bus parked right behind
So
it.
I met Katy Perry. I had no idea who she was, and that was pretty cool. No clue who Katy Perry was at the time.
I think my favorite thing about Warp Tour before I died was when we got on stage with the Bouncing Souls. We met them backstage. They're just really down to earth, cool dudes. They talked to us for a good half hour, and they were like, Brian was just like, come up on stage, man, just enjoy it. So we went up there, and seeing the view from the stage to the masses was just, that alone was incredible. But then you're watching just them do their thing up there, and it's just surreal that you're usually out in the crowd and what the hell are we doing up here? You know what I mean? And then it was also cool because the drummer at the time had a bowl next to his drum kit. And then randomly the drummer from Against Me at the time just comes up, steals his bowl, hits it back down, and leaves the stage. I'm like, what the is happening right now? It's just bizarre. It's just us two. He wasn't there.
So Danny,
I was too little at the time.
Yeah,
I mean, were you there?
If I was, I don't remember.
Because I know your mom and Jess and everybody were there too.
And we didn't know Zener at the time, so that was 2008. So yeah, Danny probably wasn't there, and Zener definitely was not there.
Yeah. No,
I also died in the parking lot. I didn't drink enough water. I was too excited to play. We played our set. I didn't drink more water. I was just running around backstage being an idiot, and I got heat exhaustion and ended up passing out next to our van and woke up at the end of the night to the barbecue, which was another really cool experience.
The best part of that story is he passes out from the heat, and then we basically kind of just rolled him over into the shade and like, all right, man, we'll see you later. And then we just went and had a good time.
True story.
Friend.
I mean, at the end of the day,
it's a once in a lifetime.
I don't even know what to say, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's Warp Tour. You do what you got to do. You should have drank water, but did you at least get the opportunity to play on stage that night, or did you completely miss everything?
That was afterwards.
We played early enough.
12:10.
12:10. So it was more or less enjoying Warped Tour out in the crowd, running around, watching some of the bands to where I wasn't drinking water, and that was a stupid move on my behalf. But I did wake up in time for the nighttime barbecue, which was dope. Like, we're backstage watching Ryan Dunn play Bago with against me, and then we're hanging out with Pennywise at their bus for a little bit, and it was just surreal. Like, everybody was just so cool, man. Like, honestly, it was an awesome day, something I'll never forget.
10 to 10 would recommend.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Did you get the opportunity to meet Ryan Dunn? Because I mean, obviously now we all know Ryan Dunn has unfortunately passed away.
No,
I met him at a CKY concert when before we played Warped Tour. But at that point in time, we were just happy to be there. They were in their groups. We didn't want to we were just the local band. So it's not like you could just walk up to somebody and be like, oh my God, Well, at least in my eyes, we were just that's cool to see. But we did talk to Bad Souls and Pennywise and some of those guys backstage. So that was pretty dope.
And April 18th, 2025, you guys released a song called Nightmare featuring a phenomenal artist named Justin. I was wondering, what is the story actually behind that collaboration? And of course, what was it like just working alongside Justin in the studio?
So the song is actually written by Mike, who recently left. The lyrics are all Mike. So we were going into the studio. At this point, Mike had left the band for work, and he moved again to about 2 hours north. So we didn't have anyone to sing it, so Andrew started singing it, and then Justin is from Brooklyn, New York. He's in the band Up for Nothing, and he can sing. He's got good pipes, and we send it to him, and he says, "Hey, I got something for it." So he wrote that part that's recorded for the EP, and I mean, 2 takes? I think it was 2 takes,
2.5,
and he
maybe
absolutely crushed it because Justin knows what he's doing compared to us.
Yeah.
So we've known Justin. We met Justin in 2008. So the 2008 date is pretty common. He actually played one of his songs at my wedding, and then we were me and Rick were at his wedding. So we've known Justin for a long time.
He's a brother to us now. That whole Up for Nothing and all their family and friends and that crew up in Brooklyn, New York is that second home, man. We love every single one of them. It's just been nothing but open arms to us. And I mean, it's just summers were spent with him coming down to Philly, staying at our house. We would go up to Brooklyn. It was just always a good time.
And also, as we previously spoke about, 5 years ago, you guys released your studio album, Happy Hour. What can your fans expect another full-length release in the foreseeable future? And of course, if there is something in the works, what can they expect? Because I got to say, you guys did a phenomenal job with Happy Hour. I can only imagine what you guys are currently cooking up 5 years later in 2025.
So as of April 18th, we did Tony Hawk, which is a single and only EP with Nightmare and Hourglass. And today we just wrapped up 6 songs on the tracked drums, recording wise today. A couple of people have heard from us playing it live. 2 of the songs have not been played live yet. So we have 6 coming, hopefully fall. I'll say fall, October, November, maybe. That's still in the works.
We still have a few other things that we're tooling around with that if it comes together in enough time, we'd have more than 6 for our release. But we're hoping by the end of the year, at least to get these 6 out.
Shout out to Victor, Little Brother Audio. Check them out.
Oh, yeah. Love Vic.
And I have to say, with just that being said, I'm looking forward to seeing what also Kenny's going to cook up there for that for the album cover, for the EP cover when you guys do get everything situated. I already know Kenny's cooking up some gumbo. I already know that.
He may or may not written a lead for a song. I don't know. We'll see if it makes the cut.
Guest guitar lead.
And I'm sure Justin's going to make an appearance. That's not confirmed or denied, but that's I'm sure he'll just appear. Hey, I got this for this song. Hey, let me come down and do it. And yeah, obviously, because it makes it sound a lot better.
And it looks like he said got it already ready. So looks like he's already good to go.
Well, you're saying I've got it under control because I did the I did the work for the Tony Hawk single, the artwork for that, and then for the Life Crisis EP artwork. So I think Ken is going to trust that I know what I'm doing, but I will definitely defer to his expertise for sure.
And May 17th, 2025, you guys will be taking the stage at Bonk's Bar and Crab House, located at 3467 Richmond Street out there in Philadelphia. What can your fans expect from this up-and-coming performance? And of course, where can we actually snag ourselves some tickets if they are indeed still available?
How's Bonks usually work, Danny?
I think that's just
Usually
at the door.
Just show up at the door and have a good time. That's like, I always recommend getting there about 15 minutes early, just because parking can be kind of wonky, but it's usually one of the better areas to get parking in. Yeah, you just show up a couple minutes early, you're able to get in, no problem. Depending on the weather, they open up the door, so there's plenty of room to dance and bounce around. And,
It's going to be a phenomenal show too.
yeah.
We have made friends with the creators of the Skagazine. Am I saying that right? Is that how they say it?
I believe so. But we're Philadelphian, so we
yeah.
Yeah.
So like they put together their own promotion, I guess, company, you could say.
Yeah.
And this is their first show, and they asked us, so we're really honored that they asked us to play this show. And you got a band coming out from Detroit,
The Boy Detective.
Yeah.
the Boy Detective, like a ska punk band, phenomenal. I've been listening to them. We got, what is it? The Joke. I can't think of their names right now.
This
Regardless.
happens to me on stage. This is what happens to me
I'm
on
just
stage.
having a brain fart. The lineup is sick. It's a good mix of punk rock from Philly and some good ska core, ska punk. It's going to be in May, so hopefully the weather's great. Nice, beautiful night of Philly. You know, the spots always popping over at Bonks.
Oh yeah.
And for us personally, you could expect hopefully a song or two that are new that some people have heard, but we're trying to wrap the details up to make sure that these songs are ready for that show. And yeah, it should be a good time. I mean, any show is fun lately. Like the scene in Lansdale, which is another part of PA, we keep playing out there, and those shows are always popping. So we just hope to keep this momentum and keep the scene thriving as best as possible.
And aside from the new EP that you guys are currently cooking up and the performance at Bonk's Bar and Crab House coming up next month, what is next with Pass to Glory? Is there anything we happen to miss during this evening's interview? Anything else you guys still want to touch on, talk about, or promote? We still got you here live on 99.9 FM tonight.
You can check out the YouTube. We do have a video for the Tony Hawk generation. It was supposed to be filmed in a skate park, which we played a show at the skate park in Philly. It was supposed to be filmed there, but unfortunately our homie Vic that records us and does our videos had the flu. So the video is actually done at another event that was actually a really fun event too.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Workhorse Brewery.
Yeah,
Justin from Mad Splatter.
Mad Splatter.
Thank you, Justin, who offered to bring us beer tonight at the studio, but we told him we'd be out of there. So cheers to you, Justin. Thank you for offering free beer, because I like free beer.
So yeah, and then we have a couple of shows coming up too. You got, I think we're playing Round Guys again in Lansdowne in June.
Yeah, we don't
It's
know.
not
official.
totally confirmed yet, but we should get word soon. But it would be early June 7th, I believe.
And just keep an eye out. I mean, promotion wise, I mean, we're just out there. If we're playing near you, come check us out. You know, the music's on all the streaming.
Spotify, YouTube, Music,
yeah.
Apple. Just people to Apple. I know like 4 people now who use Apple Music. I didn't think anyone did.
Yeah.
Whatever else, Snapchat has it. Instagram, Deezer.
No,
I don't know.
It's everywhere. You could just look us up. You can find it
streaming.
streaming everywhere. And we hope to have these other new songs out and just keep pumping out this fun music that we're doing right now. It's been really fun playing these songs to like every show. It's just like we got more and more compliments, more and more people coming up and enjoying it. So we're pretty stoked on that too.
Yeah.
Been a band for this long, and we finally got our shit together, I guess you could say, and getting some stuff out there. So it's really exciting.
And before we part ways here tonight, guys, obviously I know how to follow Pass to Glory on social media, but for the individuals that here in Canada that might just be discovering you guys tonight, how do we go about following Philadelphia's own across all social media platforms if we're not already doing so?
You got Instagram. I think it's at Pass to Glory.
Yeah.
Facebook, Pass to Glory.
The number 2.
Yeah, it's number 2, not TO or TWO. Sometimes you'll see, like I said, Ernie Ball, you can't put a 2 for some reason, so you got to use TO. But mainly Instagram, Facebook. You know, we're on all the streaming services. YouTube, we're trying to get that channel up and running. And
TikTok is rumored to be in the works for us.
Most of us are old, so like a lot of these like TikToks and stuff, I don't quite understand. But my wife said she's going to help us with it, so that should be coming out too. Get a little bit more behind the scenes, which is just really drinking and being assholes. So
It's to each other, not to anybody.
No, we're not mean to people. It's just it's mainly to me. You guys really.
Hey, it was equal parts today while we were tracking shit.
No, that is true.
Yes.
But I don't blame you guys with the whole TikTok thing, man. I joined it for the radio station for about 5 minutes. I scrolled and saw a few of the weirdos on the live, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just no. I didn't even delete my account, dude. I just uninstalled it and never looked back. So I mean, I probably have thousands of followers on there, and I just don't even touch it. Far as I know, I got business inquiries that I'm never going to see because I'm never downloading it again.
Yeah, I have a travel agency business and I have a TikTok and I don't know how to use it. And I'm sure people are hitting up, but no, I'm not plugging. I didn't say the name.
East Coast Adventure.
Well, anyway, it's such a confusing platform to me that I'm hoping my wife could show us a little bit of what to do because it would be cool to get more insight to what we do because that's what everything's about now anyway. It's the music and what the bands are doing. So
yeah.
All that I remember is I signed in, I started scrolling, and you know how you can scroll and see all the people that are live? There was one guy, he was wearing a dog collar, a leash, and he was all dressed up as some BDSM type like leather, and he was licking a fence. I literally shit you not, he was just licking a fence. And I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm out. I'm gone, dude. And I wish I could say I was lying just for the sake of the interview. And no, that's exactly what I saw. And I wish I could honestly unsee it.
Average night for Tuesday. That was actually probably.
That was his TikTok, wasn't it?
But Andrew, Danny, Chris, Rick, I'm gonna end things here before I go down a rabbit hole. All right, and then I get on the freaking the cancel culture list here.
Right,
but guys,
I could go for hours.
I know I could too, but I know definitely it'd probably be one of the last interviews I'd do because I'd be up on cancel culture. So I'm just gonna know my limit and end it there. But Andrew, Danny, Chris, Rick, again, thank you so much for giving not only myself but the radio station airways a bit of your time, man. It was such an honor chatting with you four, and hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon. But for now, if you keep making that killer music, we here at Punk World Radio FM, we're gonna keep spinning it.
Thank you, appreciate it. Cheers, thank you.
Have yourself a good one, guys.
Take it easy, guys.
See you later.